Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to Granny B's house. This is a cat tale. Granny B has a cat on her lap. This is our cat. His name is Ed, and he likes to come and sit on my lap when I read sometimes. So I don't know if he'll stay or not, but he's going to let me ask you a couple questions, though. Are you remembering to be kind to those people around you? Oh, I hope so. And are you having a good day? I hope it's a good day where you are. Granny B's having a pretty good day. So I've got this book to read. I found this book at a used bookstore, and it has 12 Pete the Cat stories in it. And Ed likes it when I read Pete the Cat stories. He's one of his favorites. So I'm gonna try to read you this story while this silly cat is on my lap. Oh, there he goes, just in time. All right, this story is called Pete the Cat Checks Out the Library. Oh, how exciting. You know, books can be so much fun. They just spark your imagination. So let's see what Pete and his imagination get to do at the library. Pete's mom, oh, let me move out of the way. Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. Hi, Pete greets the librarian. I'm looking for the perfect bedtime story. The librarian smiles. I think I can help you with that, she says. But first, you're going to need a library card. Cool, Pete says. My own card? That's right, said the librarian. Just for you. Now, how about we find you that book? So it's a big book I'm holding, and it's a little bit awkward to turn the pages, but here we go. The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves. There is fun art on the walls, and there are more books than Pete has ever seen in one place. What do I do now, he asks. Now you try to find something you like, the librarian says. You can bring home any book in here. When you're ready, just bring the books you like to me, and I'll help you check them out. Pete goes over to a shelf and chooses a book about jets. He reads it and pretends he's a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and does a loop-de-loop high in the sky. Whee! Pete shouts. Next, Pete picks a book with a wizard and a unicorn on the cover. Pete pretends to be the wizard. He helps the brave knights fight off an evil dragon and goes for a ride on the unicorn. Pete practices his wizard spells. Take that, he cries, shooting a blast of magic at the dragon. Pete's next book is about bugs. He pretends to be a scientist, studying spiders and ants. Pete looks through his microscope at the microscopic world around him. He's never seen anything so cool before. He wonders what great discoveries he'd make as a scientist. Pete picks up a book of monster stories. He imagines himself facing off against the big, bad wolf. Pete does not like that story. He quickly puts the book down. Reading that at bedtime would give him bad dreams. Pete's next book is about Egypt. He reads all about the pyramids and imagines himself discovering a long-lost pharaoh. Pete rides his camel across the desert and climbs to the top of the tallest pyramid. He even takes a ride aboard the Sphinx. Sphinx. Pete thinks being an explorer would be a great adventure. Pete picks a book with a robot on the cover. He imagines that he is a robot. Bleep, boop, bleep, says Pete. He moves his arms and legs like a robot. They make a funny whizzing sound as he glides across the room. Pete begins to dance. It's a robot dance party. Next, Pete reads about superheroes. He imagines flying around the city in a cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. All of Pete's friends cheer for him. Thank you, Pete says, but it's all in a day's work. Super Pete to the rescue. Pete chooses a book about the ocean. He imagines himself on a submarine, learning about marine life. He sees whales and octopuses and dolphins. Watch out for that fish, Pete calls as a fish swims by. The world under the ocean is amazing. Pete is glad to have learned more about it. Whoops. So, says the librarian, interrupting Pete's fantasy, did you pick one? Pete shakes his head. No, I picked them all. Pete's mom smiles. Tonight is going to be one long bedtime. Well, what an adventure Pete had at the library. He found ways to use his imagination by reading books. You know, books are a good way to learn. And no matter what you're learning something. So please take the time to use your library, whether it's at your school or at the public library. There are so many books to enjoy. Granny B is finding all kinds of good books to read to you, and I hope you're enjoying them. And I hope you remember that Granny B loves you. And I want you to come back and see me again real soon so I can read you another story, okay? Bye-bye.